All right, here we are, our 2003 FourWinns Funship 214 bow rider for sale. We're here near the beautiful freshwaters, Norris Lake, Tennessee. Obviously, we're off the water today. This one has been stored here locally. This is a two-owner boat. Current owner has owned this one since 2015. They brought it down to our area from the freshwaters of Michigan. And this is powered by a 5.0 liter multi-port fuel injected MerCruiser inboard outboard. That's your small block V8 Sterndrive. And we will have the exact engine hours of this one at our website. To make it easier for you, it will be down in the video description. There'll be a direct link that will take you right to the listing page for this one. We'll probably have an aerial shot of it from one of these angles over here off the port or the starboard side, so it'll be easy to recognize if you're watching this video on a device and you're unable to view that video description. Well, hopefully you're watching this video after having found the listing at our website or one of our partner sites. If not, if you came across this on YouTube and trying to figure out more information about it, and you're unable to view that video description, just open up a new tab on your favorite web browser. Type in yournewboat.com, click enter. You'll see that orange lettering at the top. If you just click that find your new boat button, it's going to show all of our inventory and order price. And all you got to do is scroll down until you see this 2003 FourWinns Funship 214. This tandem axle trailer is included. We've got a swing tongue on this one. Notice the length of this swing tongue right here. That's a 2-inch ball connection, 5-flat trailer wiring hookup. Your 5-flat is not to be confused with your 4-flat. Just connect this one here for you. Sorry about that camera shaking there. So that's your 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 trailer connections. That 5th one's for your trailer brakes. This one is equipped with disc brakes on the rear axle. And like I said, a large swing trailer tongue on there. So that's going to really help you store this one. Now, this 214, I believe, is about a 21 foot hull, and with our swim platform, we're a little bit longer than that. So if you're needing to store this in a tight space on the trailer with that swing tongue, you're going to basically be able to collapse that trailer so that the trailer's going to stop kind of right there at your bow. And then you just need to cover the back of this. We'll try to have all those measurements over at the website as well. Those are 2015 tires on this trailer. I should point that out. They're in good shape. This trailer's basically been used minimally since coming to our area. But that is older rubber. So if you're an out-of-state buyer or even if you're in-state, if you're going to be looking to take this one down the interstate, we're going to probably highly advise that these trailer tires get replaced before you make any long trip, even though the condition is good. Did not notice any obvious dry rot on these, but again, the age of these tires is up there to where they should be changed. Around the area, not hitting the interstate, probably going to be fine. And these are ST 205 75R14 trailer tires with the 5 bolt star lug pattern. There's our Alpha 1 outdrop here on the back of the boat. I'll go ahead and point out to you before we climb inside. We do have some marks on our prop and our drive a little bit as well. That's 19 pitch prop. A little bit of wear on this drive as well. I think for the age price of the boat, that's most people are probably just going to want to add a new prop on there. Drive will be just fine how it is. Bellows was serviced recently, as well as the outdrive. This one's been maintained here locally. I'm going to show you. This is what you're looking for in your bellows. So this right here, this is your exhaust bellows right here. See how we're getting some nice flex on there? You're seeing that kind of rubber boot basically fold up, pop back out. It's not stiff or brittle. That's a good sign. That lets you know those bellows are in good shape. Now this exhaust bellow is not as important. In fact, the newer style exhaust bellow is basically an open hose. It just kind of goes over top of that output. It's this shift up bellows that's a little bit more important. MerCruiser is the one that can easily leak water back into your through the transom, and this one looks very new. It's got some nice flex to it, so that's what you're looking for when you're looking at these bellows. All right, let me climb out from under there. And then we do have this nice large integrated extended swim platform, deep 4-step swim boarding ladder, and that's basically going to raise up and collapse into this little tray housing right here. Little ladder cover right there. Over here on the other side of our platform is just going to be a small little self-draining compartment. And here's your ski tow hookup right here. It's going to be where you're going to be towing any skiers, wakeboarders, anybody on an inflatable tube, things like that. And then right here, this is going to be a little pull-out freshwater handheld little transom shower right there. We've also got one of those up on the bow. Got about a 6-gallon integrated freshwater tank. And this is another little integrated self-draining little ice chest right there. Nice walk-through transom. As you can see, I've got our engine hatch raised. There's going to be that water fill cap right there. I believe your fuel's over here on the other side. Yep. And it's appropriately labeled as gas, and the other one as water, so nobody makes any mistakes there. Bimini top overhead, we've got it pulled back in the storage boot, and we're able to walk through transom right into the cockpit without having to step on the seats. Everybody's seen any of our videos in the past knows that I'm a fan of anything that will allow you to get from the platform into the cockpit without having to step on your upholstery. If you are having to step on your upholstery, it's just a matter of time before that starts to get worn out. So, have left our engine hatch open so we can go ahead and show you our engine room. Again, this is that MerCruiser 5.0 liter multi-port fuel injected small block V8 inboard outboard Sterndrive engine, that Alpha 1 drive. Automatic bilge pump down there. There's your freshwater pump. Here's your small little 6-gallon freshwater tank. It's going to be a 2023 EMS 24 start battery. And there's your drive trim motor. There's your blower right over there. Your blower hoses are all in good shape. This bar is kind of laying down right here. This is actually your powered engine hatch. Now this one hasn't really been de-winterized yet for the season. So they've appropriately disconnected that engine hatch so that hatch doesn't get locked down in the closed position. We've also got a Fireboy Halon fire suppression system mounted to the underneath of that engine hatch as well. And this one can be mounted or can be raised up and down manually, which is what we've done. And gonna attempt to lower this without the use of the video camera. Bear with me just a moment here. Figure out where I want to hold this seat. There we are. Right, able to do that one-handed. We just put that little support bar down in a little holder down there, and then we'll manually close this one. Okay. Before I forget, right there on that edge, we got a little bit of wear in the upholstery right here. A little rip right there, right here, another one right there. Just want to point those out. Those kind of hide from you a little bit. All right, nice storage on this one. Got our cockpit cover stored right in there. This is also where a igloo cooler can lay in. If you notice those little cutouts there on either side, that's for those handles to kind of go into that spot. It kind of keeps that cooler in position. That's probably about a 36-quart igloo cooler that's going to be able to stow right there. This one is rated for 13. We've got also got a little storage compartment here. We got a few fenders and dock line that's going to be going with this one that are down in that compartment right there. And this one's rated for 13. We've got 14 cup holders. So everybody's going to get a cup holder on board this one. We've got 2 back here along with a stereo speaker, one of 4 stereo speakers. Another pair over here on this side with another stereo speaker. So that's going to be 4. Here's cup holder 5 and 6, 7 and 8 Coming up here into the bow, walking through our little bow transom. It says it can be 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, and 14 total cup holders. Stereo speaker number 3 and 4 up here in the bow area. We got a small little cockpit sink. Again, that is a pressurized water system. And we've got a small little integrated waste bin right over here on this side. Come right back through that windshield. Go ahead and close it behind me here. Let's get to our helm area here, and then we'll revisit the bow one more time before we climb out of this one. So we do have the driver and passenger dual bolster captain seats, and that means this little piece right here is going to flip down into place, just like that right there. A little bit of loose fabric on that. That's actually just Velcroed in place there. When this raises right back up, I'll show you what we're looking at. So there's that little Velcro, it's just a little bit loose right in there. Same thing over here on your driver's side. Sometimes it needs just a little bit of help getting that bolster back down in that position without letting that fabric kind of come on Velcroed. So tilt steering wheel here at your driver's helm. We've got a pair of 12-volt power outlets. There's going to be your blower switch right here. Up here on your dash, we've got a Ritchie compass. We've got a cluster gauge. It's going to have your fuel level, battery volts, engine temperature, and engine oil pressure. This could be your speedometer right here. There's your tachometer, your drive trim, and a integrated depth finder. Switches over here on the starboard side of your steering wheel. We got cockpit lights. We've got I believe 3 cockpit lights. We function tested those. Those all function just fine. Got a pair of docking lights up the bow. Just our public announcement reminder, you don't want to run up and down the lake with your dock lights on. It can kind of drown out your navigation lights in the evening, so you want to save these whenever you're getting back to either your slip or the trailer, and that's appropriate time whenever you're using that, or if you're approaching shore or dock, you know, then you can turn those docking lights on. But if you're running down the lake, you only want your navigation lights on when you're running. There's that engine hatch switch, bilge, and horn switch. All that did function test. There's your functional horn, and we did function that bilge and blower earlier as well. Engine hatch, we actually just function tested. That actuator is powering up and down, but we did not reconnect that. And then we do have a Kenmore AM FM CD stereo. Again, those 4 speakers on board, and this is going to be a driver remote for it right here. So let's see, pulling back now. Let's head over here across from the driver's helm. If you're unsure what this is a head compartment, little enclosed head compartment, and we've got a small little removable porta-potty right there. And we've also got your freshwater pump's going to be right here. Now once you've got water in the system, you basically just turn this switch on and leave it on, and it's only going to run when you basically either turn on one of the handheld transom showers at the bow of the stern, or the little sink here in the cockpit. This is going to be where you can keep your toilet tissue paper. We've got a small little port window right there for some ventilation as well. And this right here is going to be an integrated little interior light right here. We were unable to get this to function test. Just FYI, that's probably just a bulb in there. Okay, those are just little 12-volt bulbs. Okay, that head unit for our stereo is right here. I'm sorry, I called that a Kenmore. That's actually a Pioneer unit with Kenmore remote. But again, that is AM, FM, and CD. And we're gonna basically just kind of pop that little faceplate switch just to keep that from draining your battery. And then we've also got some nice storage under here. We've got an MB Quart stereo amplifier right here as well. And also got the back end of your stereo right here for an auxiliary input possibly. And that's going to be your bow cover. Now we've also got a wind block up here for our walk-through bow transom, and I also just noticed a little bit of a mark over here on this head compartment door. So I want to point that out. But yeah, so this little bow wind block, this is going to fold all the way over. It's going to come into this position right here. Now to lock this, we're actually going to pull these up. If you have some type of a bow wind block with a similar bracket, there's not usually two of these. I'd say typically you're going to maybe have just one of these, but that is how those little brackets work right there. That allows that to kind of get locked into place. And then with the combination of your windshield laid over, now you are prepared for those chillier evenings or mornings or even days out there. Maybe a rainy day. Flip that little wind block over and help keep dry behind that windscreen right there. I know we've kind of had our bow walk through hatch deployed a number of times. Anytime we get caught out in the rain, the kids are kind of piling in that area to try to get out of the weather. So now up here in this is a so this is more of a deck boat bow. This Funship is kind of FourWinns' deck boat. So the biggest difference is just how much wider this bow is compared to your typical bow rider. It's going to have a lot more of like a V bow area. It really cuts down on the just the room, kind of your hip and shoulder room up here in this bow area. So this is nice and large with these Funships. And again, you've also kind of got that integrated little head compartment. That's a great option for a lot of families. Storage under these seats as well. These just lift right up. Oh, we've got a removable lounge table in this one. That's in a nice little FourWinns storage bag, and your table mounting pole right there. And that's going to mount. It's going to mount right here in the floor. Back here in this cockpit is where that little mounting table is going to go. And then also got some storage over here on this side. We've got an anchor stowed down in this hatch, or under this seat. And then this center cushion right here is actually a removable cushion. And it's got 4 snaps on it. I believe I just got these 2 snaps right here connected. So it'll make it easy to remove for you. And then we've got our second little ice chest right here. That's a little self-draining ice chest. And as you can also see, that comes in handy just to be able to step right over to your bow. We've got a second swim boarding ladder up here off the bow. This is also going to be a 4-step ladder. We got 1, 2, 3, 4 of those. That's going to fold down. Doesn't quite deploy all the way with us sitting on the trailer. And if that was a smaller anchor down there, this is kind of a dedicated compartment for an anchor, but it is meant to be a little bit probably smaller anchor than what that one is. So point those features out for you. We do have a small little stress crack right underneath this cover for that swim ladder right there on both sides. And then 2 kind of up here on this little hatch right here. I think we've seen this on several of the other hatches on the boat. We're about ready to get into the wear and tear portion of our video tour next. But let's go ahead and finish up with our features here. Another pull-out handheld shower up here on the bow of this one. And again, that's kind of another one of those small little stress cracks right here at that hatch. It's going to be one of your 2 docking lights. Get another stress crack over there on this that far port side of that one. And here's your starboard docking light. That one seems to be free of stress cracks. So again, nice wide bow area up here. That's probably the biggest difference in these Funships, and it's going to be typical of most deck boat models. And we've also got a large in-floor ski locker that is accessible underneath this bow carpet. And we've got a small little storage mat down there as well, and that is nice and deep. See, we've got several skis down there, probably got room for even more. We've also got our anchor light down here, and this anchor light is broken up here at the light connection there. So I just want to call your attention to that. We did not function test our anchor light, but that one's going to need to be replaced anyway, because that's going to be kind of flopping around until that gets replaced. But we did function test all of our docking lights and our red and green, our port and starboard side running lights. Those all function tested. Now, Wear and tear in our upholstery. We've got just a few marks in the upholstery. We've got this area right here in this starboard side bow seat. We have a few little stains back here, kind of where it's closest to that bow cover. And let's see, was there yeah, we got a small little stress crack right here near that windshield. And then I did call your attention to that little mark right there on that head compartment door. Upholstery in the rest of the cockpit all looked really good, except for these little exceptions that I showed you about a little earlier. Thought I saw something, but it was a little sweat bee that just flew off. So I think that's all on the interior of this one. Oh, that cockpit carpeting is getting all worn. If you do like the cockpit carpeting, this one could use some new cockpit carpeting. If you're the kind of person, maybe you got small kids, don't want to worry about this getting drinks spilt on it and things like that, then you might just be rolling this cockpit carpet up and stowing it somewhere else and leaving it out of the boat. And then when you do that, it does make for cleaning the cockpit a little bit more easily. And we've got several drains. Like this right here is going to be a drain. It's going to drain down into the bilge, where your bilge pump's going to kick in and take that water out, you know, if you are cleaning this. So go ahead and close our windshield one more time and head over to the back here. So now you can see we've got that engine hatch lowered. We do have a few little kind of similar stains on the back of this seat back, and then this is our other little area of some few little rips in that upholstery right there. Pretty good little stress crack on this hatch door right here. We've got two little latches right here. Raise those up. This is gonna raise up, so this again, some nice little storage integrated in there as well. And I think I've shown you everything I need to show you up here on the cockpit of the boat. Let me go ahead and hop over to the back. Again, I think I pointed out these stress cracks earlier before we climbed inside. And we did kind of take a closer look at the outdrive. You can see we got some nicks on that propeller there. Let's go on around the exterior. We got some marks right in here in our swim platform. A pretty good little stress crack right in this area right here. Hopefully that shows on video. Of course, we always also try to show you this stuff in the in our photo slideshow tour, which is what you're going to see in that link, in that video description link to take you to the listing page for this one. But I will say sometimes we're trying to show you an area like this, and depending on how the light's hitting it, it may not show in the video, but we try to show you both video and photos. Usually I think for the wear and tear, the video tour kind of gives you a lot better perspective. We're able to kind of move that camera lens around a little bit, get the light to hit those areas different ways, and so that you can kind of see a little bit, or at least get a better feel of maybe how bad a particular mark is. A little bit of oxidation right in here, a few little marks in that vinyl decal stripe, and a few in our little rub rail insert as well. So moving on down here on this port side, we're gonna move up here a little bit. You can tell a little bit lighter red right in here. This is where you're gonna wanna wax this regularly whenever it's stored outside, to keep that from getting oxidized. You don't want it looking a little pale like that. And then we do have some marks in this along the way, so that's a pretty good one right there. It's down into that gel coat. A little chip on our rub rail, another little mark right there into the gel coat. A little slight one right here just below that FourWinns logo. Another kind of small little minor one right in here. And we're going to kind of continue along, staying kind of above the rub rail over here on this pass. Here's another good little mark right in there, as well as your rub rail. A little bit of mark in that vinyl accent stripe. And another one here in your little plastic rub rail piece. All right, now I'm gonna stop right here at our ladder. We showed you those stress cracks on that hatch. Now we're gonna drop down below the rub rail and head back around where we came from. Do have some marks up here. This is typically just hitting the trailer, maybe hitting a dock with the bow of this boat. We got several areas, some worse than others. Obviously this good little spot right here, it's got more than a couple marks on it. Another one right there kind of going through that gel coat into just a touch of that fiberglass showing, and then the rest are just going to be kind of gel coat scratches, and that trend is going to continue down up here. This is probably going to be a little bit more difficult to see down on that white hull line, and I'm going to go ahead and drop down to our V-hull line. I'm going to show you going down our keel here. We've got a pretty good little mark over here on this starboard side. Over here on the port side where we came from, you got a few more of these. Kind of gel coat scratches along the way. And then you can see we've got a few little scratches that are related to this bunk right here. It's a good little tip right here when you're loading onto your trailer bunk. Get those trailers all the way wet, then pull out a little bit. You can kind of knock some dirt or debris off there, prevent some of these scratches. And then also periodically you want to check just your board here underneath that carpeting. Make sure that you don't have any hardware kind of coming through that other side. But yeah, some minor scratches in that gel coat down through here. Few other little areas. Kind of very light, just gel coat scratches along the way. Here's another little area right here. None of these are real major, but we do kind of have them kind of throughout. There's a few more going back through there. All right. Climb out from under there. We do have a little bit more wear and tear below the rub rail over here on this side, but above the water line over here. So let's see, back over here, our swim ladder coming down. So here's a pretty good one right here. Again, that's into the gel coat. This one right here, kind of see that one in the gel coat all along the way right there. This boat was waxed recently, so essentially all these marks we're looking at today are not going to go anywhere unless you're going to do some gel coat repairs. Small little mark in that vinyl. That was a little mark that came right out. A little mark there. This one's pretty much through the gel coat right there, kind of down that fiberglass a little bit in that area. A few little marks in our vinyl decaling. And here's another little mark here in that gel coat, kind of going back. This is probably going to be the drain from that cockpit sink. We're to go overboard. A few little marks right here below it. And then this kind of white one continues along, going up on through here before it finally stops. A few little marks in this final stripe down here. It's kind of a little accent stripe. Showed you this one. But that final stripes kind of coming and going in a few areas. A few more little gel coat marks. Actually, that may have been some wax residue. It just didn't come off all the way right there. It seemed to come right off. And we can follow this line back. Again, here's a few other little marks just through that gel coat. Seeing that white showing in there. And let's see, we would have looked at that one earlier because that's above the rub rail. And right down here below the rub rail, a few little marks right here. Yeah, some of that might have just been some wax residue that didn't come all the way off of it. Slight little mark right there. And again, this is where we're getting a little bit more oxidation right in here. Some real minor little scratches in there. And yeah, this is where we've got some more oxidation on there. You can almost kind of see some white coming through in that area. And then we do have a pretty good mark down here below the water line right here. This is going to be I believe the worst of it. That's a pretty deep little gouge right there. It's gone through your gel coat and down into the fiberglass right there. So if you're leaving this one in the water for any period of time, at a minimum you want to get this sealed up, probably some 3M 4200 or something that is designed to be kind of like a sealant that can be below the water line. Small little mark right in here. And then another Actually, that's just a little bit of a reflection right there. I thought that was something. We got a small little mark right over here on this side. Okay. Gonna finish at the transom. So we've kind of seen top and bottom over here on this side. We go back around. Okay, start right here. Let's go down the starboard side above the rub rail. We'll come back below the rub rail. So again, we kind of got some marks in that little accent stripe. A little bit of oxidation up here on the bow end. Here's some small little scratches in your gel coat here. Here's another one right here. And a few scratches in that accent vinyl stripe. A few marks in our rub rail along the way as we go. Another one right there in that little plastic rub rail insert. Mark in that vinyl decal. Back down here on the rub rail. And some more up here in this decal. Over here in this rear corner, a few more little marks just barely in the gel coat there. And a little bit of oxidation back in this corner right here. All right, below the rub rail here. These look pretty good back on here. Just below the water line, things look good on this corner. And I'm gonna come forward, follow this line up. We got small little gel coat mark right there. A few other light marks in this area. This side over here below the water line is good. And we got some real minor little gel coat marks right in there. And then here's gonna be a little bit larger one right in here. This one, my fingernail is catching that edge. It's kind of going down right in there. And again, depending on how the light is hitting us, there it is. That looks a little bit more noticeable right in there for you. And this is like some pretty heavy dock rash right in here. Gonna be moving the camera around just so that you can kind of let this light hit this area to show it. Basically just kind of got a mix of scratches kind of going every which way right in this area right here. So this is like your typical dock rash right here. I'm letting you see that those areas. That one's kind of down in that gel coat just a bit there. Now I'm gonna step back so you can kind of see. I mean, it's almost like that disappears as you back away, but as you get up closer to it, there it is right there on there. It does have a little bit of a rough surface right in there. It's basically from about right here back to there. Okay. Now let's pull back on that a little bit more. Here's another one of those little vinyl missing on that little accent stripe. There's a little mark right here below the rub rail. That's like some wax probably got into there and just didn't buff out easily. But that is just slightly down to that gel coat. A few more of those marks in that vinyl decaling right there. And continuing on up towards the bow. Another mark down in that gel coat there. That one's, yeah, that one's in the gel coat just a touch. More of your striping right there. And then here's some more in your striping. Now, a few more marks into the actual gel coat itself. Again, here's another one. It's kind of touching down into that fiberglass, that layer of fiberglass. These are into the gel coat. That one's hard to tell. It looks like mostly gel coat right there. And then these also are kind of through that outer layer of the gel coat. Would have touched on this one earlier, but I'm just seeing the light hit that area at a different angle, so making sure that was viewable to prospective buyers. That's all we're trying to do is show you how the boat actually is. So hopefully, if any of this bothers you, it can save you from having to drive all the way out just to see this in person. So this, can't quite tell what caused this. This kind of looks like maybe an area that had some scratches, and then maybe some of that wax residue was left on there, but it doesn't appear to really come off easily. So I'm gonna say that is into the gel coat in those two areas right there. And again, kind of like that other spot on the side, as soon as you back away, whole area kind of disappears. As you get closer up onto here, there it is. Another little mark right into there. On this edge down, everything really looks good here. A small little, very light areas in the gel coat there. Down here below the water line. Kind of similar to the other side. We had a few, just kind of some gel coat, just nicks and light scratches. I don't see anything alarming down here in this area. Getting a few little marks in there. There's another light one in the gel coat there. This looks like this was probably sealed, like the gel coat was probably nicked away right here. I had a little bit of fiberglass showing, and that was properly sealed. You could use a little touch up right in there. And then kind of like on that other bunk, got some similar scratches, likely from this bunk right here. Goes up to about right here and stops. Gets kind of the deepest the closer you are to that bunk. And let me reposition myself. Get you a few more views down here, and then right here. So kind of how this part was sealed. It wouldn't do the same thing for this area right here. That's gone through the gel coat. That's actually a little bit of fiberglass showing through there. And same right in here. So these two areas basically, and of course that other area on the near the rear port side corner, where you had a real good gouge into that fiberglass. Those are areas that you want to get sealed up or repaired. Now you can do gel coat repair on here. The right shop is going to basically make that look like nothing ever happened. But at a minimum, you want to seal those to prevent water and moisture kind of working itself into that fiberglass. This also looks like this was probably another mark that was properly sealed. And then just a real light gel coat kind of scratch on that gel coat surface. It starts about right here, just goes down a little ways. Kind of two on either side of that kind of keel right there. I think we touched on that a little bit earlier. And then a lighter gel coat mark over here on this side. I do think we touched on some of those areas earlier. All right, so now pulling back, pretty much getting us back to where we started up here. There's one other area on that port side of the transom below our swim deck. Let me get there because we kind of focused heavily on this stress crack back here on the platform. Now this is not a major structural issue right here because this is just an attached platform. And show you what I mean. This basically is just basically a separate sheet of fiberglass that's making this platform. It's kind of bolted onto the boat, along with this little support post. Now we do have some stress cracks right down here, kind of below the water line where this swim platform support is attached. These, you want to make sure these are sealed up and no moisture is working its way through there, because that's your transom right here. And then again, here's our outdrive, that alpha outdrive. That is a 1.62 drive ratio. And we looked at those bellows. Everything looked good on there. Yes, the drive does have some wear on it. It's also a 2003 model boat. I definitely want to go replacing this lower drive, but you are going to want a new prop on there. And those should probably be changed as well. See where we've got a little bit of wear down here on this one. And let me pull back again. So yeah, there's that 3-blade prop. And I believe that's going to do it for this one. Again, this is the 2003 FourWinns Funship 214. We will have all the measurements at our website, and again, for your convenience, down in that video description is going to be a direct link that will take you right over to our website. If you're watching this on a device that does not have that direct link, you haven't been over our website yet, I promise you it's easy to navigate. yournewboat.com. Click that Find Your New Boat button. It's going to show you all of our inventory and order price. You're just looking at boats that are for sale in East Tennessee when you do make it over our website, so you're not going to be overwhelmed. You can also sort those a lot of different ways. You'll be able to look at just boats on Norris Lake. You can look at just runabouts and bow riders. You can look in price points. You can look at boats under 50 grand. So whatever segment of the market that you are interested in, if you do take the time to make it over to the website, I promise it'll be very user friendly. We don't have a lot of bells and whistles on there. We just want it to be easy for you to use, and we want to be able to show you our listings as accurately as possible. So that's why we do these video tours, is so that you can make informed decisions before you have to get in the car and go drive 3, 4, 6. We've had people drive even farther than that. We've had people drive across the country. We can also have transportation arranged on these. Yes, it does need new rubber. If you're going down across the country with it or down the interstate with it, that's absolutely something we can work with you on, and have some new rubber put on here, and have it shipped to you. We've got local and nationwide transporters available. So if you're interested in this, but you're not in our area, feel free to reach out to us. Again, you can contact us through our website. We do not monitor YouTube comment page. So if you do have any questions about this one, if you want some more information, submit an offer, schedule time to come see you in person, or anything like that, all you gotta do is reach out to us through the website. Again, that's at yournewboat.com. Follow or copy paste that link down in that video description. We'll take you right to the listing page for this one. That's where you're going to see that photo slideshow tour that I made a couple references to. That's basically going to play. We're going to have all the specifications for this boat, as well as current asking price, and all of our contact information there. You'll be able to reach out to us by phone, by text, or by email, whatever's most convenient for you. But we do like to remind you, if you call us on the phone, you get our voicemail. Keep in mind, we are very frequent in areas without cell phone reception. I'm in one of those right now. We've basically been out of range for several hours this afternoon. So anybody call us today, if you got our voicemail, if you want to return a phone call, all you gotta do is just leave us a message. If you let us know which listing you're looking at, what questions you have, as soon as we either finish up with the customer or get back into a cell phone service area, we'll be able to return that call, have all those questions answered for you. And also, if you send us an email, if it's been one business day, you have not gotten an email reply, please check your spam folder. A lot of our email replies land in customer spam folders, but we are very quick and efficient about getting back to our customers, answering questions and things like that. So again, this is the 2003 FourWinns Funship 214 Deckboat bow rider, full freshwater history, only been owned by 2 different people. Current owner has had this one since 2015. So again, that's going to do it for us today. Again, I thank you for joining us, and again, reach out to us with any questions on this one. That will wrap it up today. And 2 things coming up over top of your screen. One is a shortcut to subscribe to our YouTube channel. If you haven't already, we're happy to have you as a subscriber. And the other is going to be a shortcut to our current listings playlist there at YouTube. So if you want to see what else we have for sale, but not interested in going over to the website, and then you want to go to that current listings playlist. And again, I thank you for joining us.